Let's go. Tip number 1, make sure you bring a portable charger or an external battery of some sort. If your phone dies, you can't make any deliveries. No phone, no orders, no deliveries, no money. Make sure you have an extra power source because you can't rely on being able to stop and find an outlet so you can charge your phone if your phone dies. Can't rely on that. You gotta be able to charge on the move. Tip number 2, wear a helmet. Please wear a helmet, bro. At any point in time, you could get hit by a car and fall off your bike and hit your head. If you have a helmet, you have a better chance of living to see the next delivery. I was definitely one of those people back in the day, like 2 years ago, who was really helmet averse. I really didn't want to wear a helmet because I thought I was invincible. Nobody's invincible. Wear a helmet. Additionally, with the helmet, in the other video you saw I had a helmet cap. So that helps so much when it comes to, first of all, keeping my helmet clean on the inside because I'm sweating, doing a lot. But if I have that hat, it catches the sweat. My helmet doesn't smell bad after I'm done riding my bike for 6 hours straight. And the little visor, it also keeps the sun out of my eyes. Multi-functional, very important. Number 3, bike lights. On the front, you have a white light, lets people know you're coming. On the back, you have a red light, let people know, hey, there's something up ahead. This is very crucial at nighttime. Very helpful in the daytime as well. You'd be surprised at how effective that white light is in just signaling to them, yo, there's a moving object coming their way. Especially when you have a whole bunch of people on their phone, they're not really paying attention. You don't want them to slip up and walk right in front of you when you're trying to make a maneuver. So, bike lights are very helpful. Tip number 4, and this is crucial specifically with Postmates. Establish your own delivery radius. You have to be very strategic about it. You have to know your area to understand, okay, this is where all the restaurants are. This is where all the deliveries are likely to come about. I'm gonna stay in this area only. Or I'm gonna stay in these 2 areas only. I'm gonna be very selective about which orders I actually take. Because when you're on a bike, you have to conserve your energy. If you're biking all around town, you can easily spend 40 minutes on one delivery. I'll show you how this works. You're at your current location, a delivery pops up. You accept the delivery, but the delivery means from your current location, you have to travel 20 minutes to a restaurant. And then from that restaurant, you have to travel another 21 minutes to get to the actual customer. That's 41 minutes right there. And on a bike, that takes a lot of energy and a lot of time, where in a car, it wouldn't take as much time or as much physical energy. It wouldn't take as much physical toll on your body if you made a delivery. But when you're on a bike, you have to be very, very selective about which deliveries you accept. Would you rather do 3 quick deliveries, or would you rather do 1 long delivery? Now, get this, with Postmates, I learned that if the travel time is about 10 minutes to get from the restaurant to the customer, your base pay is gonna be around $2. If the travel time takes about 20 minutes, base pay is around $3. If your travel time from the restaurant to the customer takes about a half an hour or more, base pay is gonna be around $4 and above. I would much rather prioritize quantity over quality. In that I would much rather have more frequent deliveries in a very small space rather than going from one side of town to the complete opposite side of town just for $4. And there's no guarantee it's gonna tip. Number 5, do not expect to make a lot of money. Please do not be fooled by all the YouTube videos where they say, make $1,000 in 1 week and make $500 in a day. For that to happen, your location has to be extremely busy. You have to live in a very big city or just a very popular delivery zone where a lot of people are using whatever the app is, whether it be Postmates, Uber Eats, whatever service you are delivering for. For you to make $1,000 in a week, that takes some strategy. That takes busyness. Like, people have to make orders for you to get to deliver the orders for you to make some bread. And then it also factors in tips. If you're in a location where people are heavy tippers, cool, go ahead and make that $1,000. Go ahead and get your money. Please, make it happen. But don't expect it to happen every time. You're not gonna make every three-pointer. You're not gonna hit a home run every time you get up to the plate. Just don't expect to be making a whole bunch of money doing this, especially as a bike delivery person. Number 6, take breaks. Now the beauty of Postmates is you can go online whenever and offline whenever. In which case, when you out there biking, you've already done 6 deliveries, you're getting a little tired, you wanna keep going, but you're a little winded, you gotta take a little break, hit that offline button. Ain't nobody gonna be mad. Ain't nobody gonna get no sleep. Everybody gonna get their food. It's okay. When you biking, there's a lot of cardiovascular work you're doing. Your heart rate is pumping. You're sweating. Your thighs cramping up. Your calves saying, bro, what is you doing up there? Look, don't be afraid to take breaks. It's kind of hard to make deliveries. If you dead because you got heart palpitations or you had an asthma attack because you was just biking away trying to make sure everybody got their deliveries together. Get up out of here, bro. Your life is not worth somebody's 5-piece wings with a side order of fries. Number 8, prepare your customer update messages before you go out on your delivery shift. Now, what is a customer update message, you may ask? These are my specific update messages. Hey, it's Gary from Postmates. I just picked up your food. I'm en route to you now. Bye bike. See you soon. On my way, I say, okay, 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away, 2 minutes away. And then, after I make the delivery, I send them a message saying, thanks for your order, hope you enjoy your food, have a nice day, or have a nice rest of your evening, what have you, whatever time of day it is. And I learned this from Wilson. I'm gonna tag him in the description. The messages is just an added layer of communication that anybody will appreciate, especially when you are in charge of making sure their food gets from the restaurant to their location, wherever it be their house, their apartment, their business place, the park, wherever they're making the delivery, making sure the food gets from point A to point B safely, securely, and when you just let them know every step of the way, you're not relying on Postmates for the navigation updates or for the location updates. You're saying, yo, I'm directly contacting you to make sure that you know what's really good. And then the open line of communication means when something goes wrong, you can let them know. Now, Postmates, to contact the customer, you have to do it from your messaging platform outside of Postmates. So I use iMessage. Contact the customer, you text message or by phone call. They appreciate it. You don't have to waste time typing away because then you got typos in the heat of the moment. You're trying to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Make it so that you can copy and paste it. Now, what the trick is that I do for my messages, before I leave for my shift, I'll text myself the specific message, and then it'll be in its own thread ready to go so that during my shift, when I need to let somebody know it's good, I'll go to the thread that I sent to myself, copy and paste the message into the thread with the customer. Boom, bang, pop, we're moving on. Number 9, before you leave the crib, make sure you check the weather forecast. Just make sure that you know that, okay, it's gonna be 98 degrees today. Let me be prepared. All right, it's about to rain midway through my shift. Let me be prepared. Just make sure you know what's gonna happen weather-wise, because when you're on a bike, you're exposed to the elements. You ain't in no car. You can't just turn the windshield wipers on. You can't just turn on the AC. Make sure you're well aware of what you're getting yourself into before you go on your ship. Number 10, do not expect tips. Just don't expect, just go into your ship expecting not to get any tips. And then when someone actually tips you, it makes the shift a whole lot sweeter. In my 2 shifts, my largest tip has been like $11.50. Fantastic. But then there are the orders where it was only base pay, $2.34, no tip. I'm still cool with that. Do not expect tips because you won't always get them. Bring bike tools or bring a bike multi-tool. Something like a Phillips screwdriver or whatever tool fits your bike, whether it's for quick maintenance on the wheel, you gotta tighten something on your seat. If you saw my other video, you'll know how important it is to make sure your seat is tightened. Make sure that you're not unprepared should something happen. You don't necessarily have to bring a whole spare tire kit and make sure you got a pump on hand. That's all up to you and what you're able to carry. But just make sure you're not completely at a loss if your seat falls off or you don't have a screwdriver to screw it back on. Number 12, take all of your navigation directions with a grain of salt. Now with Postmates will give you the address of the restaurant and of the customer's location, but what happens is it'll ask you which navigation app would you like to use. Now I use Google Maps. I set it to give directions specifically for a bike. Make sure it's not for a car, but specifically for a bike. When I go through and look at these directions, it's not always the quickest route. Now with a bike, realistically, I can take so many shortcuts and alternate routes, and I can get creative about where I want to go rather than just sticking to the Google map strictly. Understanding the directions through your navigation app of choice is an added element of understanding your location. When you go into your local city or your local restaurant hub, understanding where all the restaurants are that are likely to send you orders, and then also knowing all the main streets and some of the side streets where people are likely to deliver from, gives you a leg up, because then you don't have to spend time typing in the address into the navigation app. And it's like, ooh, you just, I know exactly where that street is.
Next tip, please use a courier bag or a big messenger bag that is waterproof and insulated. Carrying the food in a bag that's on your back is the best way to go. Please do not carry it by hand. Do not carry it in a front basket or a back basket. Carrying the food in a backpack is just so convenient and safe. And when the bag is waterproof, you don't have to worry about rain. And when the bag is insulated, you don't have to worry about the hot food being cold by the time it reaches the customer. Final tip is how to carry drinks in a backpack. You can buy a 4-cup cup holder where it's easy to carry and it's easy to store within the book bag. However, if you don't want to buy a separate cup holder, you can certainly use a towel. So what I do is I have an extra towel that I use specifically for bracing drinks while they're in the bag, and it really helps. So that concludes all the tips for this video. Stay tuned for more.